Today we are talking about the Plaxel Plus Plasma Fibroblasting Pen. You guys, I am so excited to share that I just got certified in Plaxel Fibroblasting or Plasma Fibroblasting, and this was through plasmaperfecting.com. I want to share with you guys about this pen, why I've drug my feet on using a plasma pen, and how you can get certified for free. So I'm going to be doing a plasma sculpt or fibroblasting series, sharing a lot of what I've learned, just because there is so much misinformation floating around out there, and I want to make sure you guys have the best and safest information so that when you're doing fibroblasting, you are doing it safe and you are getting the best results possible. A lot of information is out there. Some of it is good and some of it is a good jumping off point for more research. But when you get certified, you really get down into the science of it and understand that not every pen is created equal. In fact, I now have 3 plasma pens. I have not done any plasma fibroblasting on my face because I test my pens on my body first. What I have noticed, the first plasma pen I bought probably 2 years ago was from eBay. It was reasonably priced, a couple $100, but it doesn't create a true plasma arc. It basically just burns the skin. Now, in these cheaper devices, you are going to get some skin tightening benefits because in the wound healing phase, you do get some results, but it also comes with a lot of damage to the skin, potential burns that create scars and create dense scar tissue. So we want a true plasma arc, not a burn to the skin. So a plasma arc you should not have to touch the skin, should be just a millimeter or two above the skin. The arc is created, gives a controlled burn essentially, or a controlled wound. Not all of the plasma pens create a true controlled wound. So the second plasma pen I purchased was from Amazon to test it. I don't know the name. You guys, over the last couple of years, I've been trying to decide if plasma fibroblasting is something I really want to do on my face. You know, sometimes these things come a little bit as a hype or a fad. I want to know that the science behind them and the technology that I'm using is not going to cause long-term damage to my face. Now, that's not to say that some of these cheaper pens are not okay to use, you guys. When it comes to this kind of technology that you're literally creating a little burn on your face, I want to make sure I'm not going to create scars or thick, dense scar tissue that's going to be a problem in the future. To make a long story short, after purchasing a bunch of plasma pens, not liking the results that I got on my skin, I usually tested it on my arm. I kind of put it on the back burner, knowing I wanted to try it at some point, but really not feeling confident with the pens that I had. In comes Plaxel Plus. So you guys, this is a medical grade product. I did put the information on the screen here because you guys often ask and I often forget to put it in my description down below, but I did remember this time. But this is truly a medical device. So the Plaxel Plus is an investment, but you get a free certification course. So the price of the Plaxel Plus, which again is a medical grade device, is $2,500. So it is not cheap. But you get a $1,500, I actually think it's like a $2,000 value certification, somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000. You get it free. So what that includes is a pretty extensive ebook that you read through. There's a couple videos that are short. The whole course really takes 4 or 5 hours to read through the entire book and look at the few short videos. And then what I did was I went back and then read it again. You can print it out so you can highlight and make notes, and then you have access to that material for up to a year. So you don't have to do it immediately. You can do it later. But for me, for 2 reasons. One, I'm seriously contemplating opening another permanent cosmetics spa type business in the Colorado area. And I will likely provide plasma sculpt services along with other aesthetic services. I want to make sure when I'm providing those services on others and on myself that I'm using a really good quality device. I mean, I do not want scars on my face, and I do not want thick, dense tissue that's going to make some of my other treatments like micro needling and mesotherapy less effective. So I want to make sure it's done right and that I'm getting the results that I want. A couple of things that I've noticed is some of the information is pretty minimal or pretty basic. So I want to expand on some of the basic information and really do a more deep dive on the science of plasma fibroblasting and how it can be done to achieve best results. So I'll be using the Plaxel Plus, and we'll be doing some traditional fibroblasting. I'm going to do my upper eyes, lower eyes, which note should be done on 2 different sessions. They should not be done together. As far as if you do the uppers, don't do the lowers the same day. Let that heal and then do the lowers in a separate treatment. We'll dive into that later in another video. Using this attachment, which is the fractional attachment, to do treatments on the face using the Plaxel Plus that give really good results, generate collagen throughout the face, but less downtime than the traditional plasma fibroblasting. So there are other ways to use the tools that I think may be even more beneficial to some people, depending on what your goals are. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Also, something to note, we'll talk more about this in a future video, is that the collagen that we're building, as these fibroblasts activate and we build collagen, the 2 main collagen types in our body are type 3 and type 1. Type 3 is an immature collagen, and that develops into a more mature collagen, type 1. That's where the tensile strength in the skin comes from, is that type 1 collagen. So if we do an improper treatment and don't activate those immature collagen, the type 3 collagen, to mature fully to the type 1, we don't get the full strength and tensile strength of the collagen. Regardless of the tool that you use, and I'm not saying this is the only tool in the world, I'm saying this is what I'm going to use based on my testing for me. Certainly use a tool you feel confident and comfortable with. There are less expensive options, and Plasma Perfecting does have a few other options besides the Plaxel Plus, so definitely check that out. But what I love about this is it does come, I want to show you guys this because this is a sign of a good company. It comes in a heavy duty metal case, and it comes with all of the things that you need. It is just really well packed. You guys can see that I took mine out, but it's really well packed and has a certification of guarantee, which you don't get with pretty much any other pens that I've ever purchased. And then of course you get your manual. But this is the reason, you guys, why for the last several years on YouTube, as other content creators are doing plasma sculpt, and I don't disrespect that at all, because I've actually, you know, it's a really cool technology to give you a lift and to address some of these issues without surgery. For that reason, I think it's fantastic. But often when we jump in on these trends, we kind of skip ahead and don't really dig into the science and how it can go wrong or how it should be done to produce the best results. So I just want to make sure that in this upcoming series, I'm addressing all your questions. I'm addressing all the safety concerns and sharing with you what I've learned through the certification. And I think that's going to be really exciting for you guys to learn some of this stuff that hasn't been necessarily shared online, or that I've seen anyway. Of course, I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube. So you guys super excited about this certification, and super excited that you can buy a pen and get the free certification. Now, there may be other companies that offer this, but Plasma Perfecting is owned by a fantastic woman and so helpful, the best customer service. You know, it is an investment, and I know that's not for everybody, but if you are serious about Plasma Sculpt, the Plaxel Plus is a pen to consider. And if you are in the aesthetic industry and want to add this into your practice, this would be a fantastic medical grade device that does come with a certification. Now, just note that if you are somebody who is not an esthetician or cosmetologist, every state has different regulations about who can perform plasma sculpt procedures. So look into that. So if you get certified in plasma sculpt, you may be able to use it without any other special license. You may not have to be a cosmetologist or esthetician. You have to check with your state. In Colorado, a cosmetologist license would be necessary. Cosmetology, you can have an esthetician and cosmetology license basically in one. You can practice aesthetics with a cosmetology license. So just check with your state about what the regulations are, because if you invest in this and you're thinking, I don't need any other kind of licensure, that may be the case in your state, but it may require another licensure to provide this on other people as a business. Regardless, I'm happy to have this for my own needs. And, you know, I'm 50 now. I imagine I'm going to do plasma fibroblasting on myself a number of times. The areas that I'm going to focus on are upper lids, lower lids, which, you guys, I'm really happy with my lower lids right now. So I may wait on that a little bit until I feel like I need it. But around my mouth, getting some tightening where you start to get some puckering and stuff around your mouth, creating some tightening there through the jawline, getting a little bit more tightness there. So you can use this on wrinkles. If you have horizontal wrinkles, you know, you go on top and bottom of the wrinkle to contract that skin, tighten that skin. So there's just a ton of ways to use this pen, and I'm excited to share those with you. So over the next probably week or so, I'm going to be filming and doing some treatments and rolling those out on my channel for you guys to check out. As soon as I have them edited, I'll upload them as soon as possible. I just wanted to share my excitement about the Plaxel Plus and the free certification. You know, I thought it was going to be really super time consuming and really super boring because a lot of science heavy stuff is, but it was super interesting, good material, easy to get through. And then basically at the end of that, you get a quiz, you take a little test, nothing major. It's not multiple choice, so you do have to know your information, and you take the test, return it. There's a little bit of like, you have to send in some video of or pictures of your, you know, basically your mapping. It's really quite simple. It does not take a long time at all. In a day, you can crank it out if you're really focused, or over a weekend or a couple of days. Give yourself some time to study, because that's important. Go back and review everything again. I find I digest the information when I'm getting certified in something if I go through it once and then go through it a second time, highlight areas I find of particular importance that I think may be on a test. For me, that works. Everybody's different. You guys, I am a junkie for getting certified in stuff and taking education, even if it doesn't come with a certification. It just feels so good. Somewhere along the line, I saw a quote, and you guys can correct me if this quote is wrong. If you're not growing, you're dying, something like that. And so, you know, I always feel like, even if it isn't often, if periodically I take a course in something that I'm passionate about, it just makes me feel like I'm still got my feet into the pool of learning. And that feels, for me, that's something that feels good. NA has loved my Plaxel. So glad to hear that. You guys, it is different. It is not a cheap device. It definitely stands out apart from some of the lesser expensive devices. I can't speak more highly about it. I'm so glad that I have this pen. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I'm excited about my certification, excited to share this opportunity with you. I've had so many people say, where can I get a certification for fibroblasting, or where can I get a medical grade pen for my practice? Had somebody recently ask me if there's more science-based information about this. So I'm hoping I can bring that to my channel, but also offer this opportunity for you guys to check it out. So definitely do head over to plasmaperfecting.com. Stacy 100 gives you $100 off. I know that doesn't make a tremendous difference when you're talking about a $2,500 device, but do keep in mind the net cost is $1,000 when you consider the fact that you get your free certification course. And actually, you guys, I got a certificate. I want to go back and show you guys this because I am pretty proud. So here's my certificate. This is what the case looks like. You know, it does come in that really nice case. So storage wise, if you are a practitioner and you need to take it places or from home to work, you know that it's safe and secure in this case. And then you guys, the course is available right at plasmaperfecting.com. Once you purchase, it'll automatically aggregate into your account, and you can just access that course right through the Plasma Perfecting website. So it's super, super easy. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really do love and appreciate you all. If you are brand new, you guys would love it if you subscribe to my channel. And if you found this video informative or interesting, please give this video a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day.